What's up, PHP community? Welcome back to another live stream. And today we are going for the first time ever in the industry of development, developing a social media for the terminal. How cool that will be. What's up, everyone? Nice to see everyone. First of all, I need to apologize, but the amount of lives I have started today already, because, you know, Streamlabs is basically bugging today for some reason, and every time I would start a live stream, it would basically fail. You know, even this one failed, but I found like a workaround to make it work. So anyway, excited to see everyone. Florian, Nicolas, Tech, Christian, what's up? Love you all. How everyone is doing today? F. Barrento, nice to see you. Jamas, Kamit, what's up, dude? Nice to see you, man. And today we are building a CLI. That's right, dude. well, actually, I'm developing the API that then will be used by the CLI. We have a huge plan ahead of us, okay? I want to basically build the social media that I have ever wanted. Something really slick for the terminal. And I have a few ideas. Let me show you. Let me show you, chat. Let me show you this, okay? So let me move here into my coding scene. And first of all, have you guys seen this? Have you guys already seen this? Let me know.
PHPA, yeah, the vibe is tight. Strict types on deck, every line feels right. Them bows will run smooth, pulling tools with speed. All the packages lined up for what I need. Rector, refactors, clears up the past. PHP and checks every so the changes.
Have you guys check this? It's so good, right? It's so good.
Code so crisp, you
know what I mean.
Laravel magic,
Symphony strong.
Two frameworks leading, carrying the song. Modern PHP, the flow is supreme. Clear rhymes, clean code, we live the dream.
Bam, bam, bam.
Pass a PHP unit and the suite stays green. Pipelines running like a well-oiled machine. Static analyzers on PXPS then catch bugs quick before they hit the plan. Match expressions hit, switch gets retired. Cleaner conditions, that's what's required. JIT in the core, performance on blast. Faster than ever, leaving old days past. Property promotion makes a class so sleek. Less boilerplate code, more power when you speak. Read and leave props, no mutation in sight. Final classes lock it down, code staying tight. Laravel round, symphony core, two solid giants that the devs adore. Clear structure, power, and elegant views. Pick either one, you just can't lose. So here's to the future, the modern code scene. Sharp like a rhyme and the syntax is clean. He numbs in the language, no constants to fight. Fibers for sync execution feels right. Name dogs for clarity, attributes shine. Clean a metadata right there in line. Laravel symphony tools by our side. PHP forever.
On this modern ride. This is my new video on my YouTube channel. If you guys haven't checked this already, go check that out. An absolutely crazy music about PHP. Took me the weekend to build this. So, very happy about the result. Obviously built with a bunch of AI in the middle, and the AI help for the lyrics, AI help for the video itself, But we now have a PHP music. How cool that is. It's in your it's in the workout playlist. Oh my God, Florian, that's awesome. It's beautiful. I know, man. I love it too. So yeah, today we are going to build the CLI app. I have already the organization, okay, will be supo.dev. So the name of the social media will be supo, okay? Supo is basically pseudo, and you just invert the D with a P, and that's it. And I think like dot and dev literally makes a statement of being something really geeky, and I want this social media to be really geeky, okay? So here's the plan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this CLI framework, call it Charm, which is a Go framework, by the way. And what it does is that it comes with this built-in components for building CLI applications, and I think we can build something really great with this. So I've been playing a little bit with this over the weekend, and it's really slick, man, to build designs for the CLI, and I feel like this supports like modals and things like that. It's really like crazy, to be honest. This is just an example of what can you do with this, and you can have like, profile, timeline, and various things like that. You can, have this thing in the bottom, and I think will be awesome. We can build something with this for sure. But, before actually building something with this, we need to have an API. And today the live stream will be focused on that, okay? I'm going to put some music, and we are going to crack a full API for our social media, okay? So our social media, and for those who haven't followed on Twitter, basically I tweeted early this week that it would be really cool to have a social media just for the terminal, okay? Let me see if I can find this. Not here. Yeah, I think, well, this wasn't a tweet, but this explains this a little bit. So the goal is literally making a social media app just for the terminal with a slick design made by Charm CLI, an API built with Laravel PHP. And what I really wanted to build is that you open the terminal and then you have this interactive section where you just tap you click on tab to switch between tabs. So you'll be switching between, your profile, your notifications tab, your messages, or potentially your homepage. But then you can also jump between tweets with your arrow keys and press L to like, press R to repost, and you can jump inside a tweet. You can start an answer. It will be like absolutely awesome. I'm very excited about this. What do you guys think about this, chat? Why not going in the Aaron Francis way? What do you mean, Diabel? Exactly. What do you mean, dude? What do you mean? But yeah, this will be the plan, and let me know what you guys think about this. Hopefully it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. Josh is saying that he loves it. Thank you, man. Appreciate. I also feel like I would use this myself. And something really funny is that not early today, but during the week, I actually received a bunch of messages of people saying, "Oh, I've actually already tried to build that once. I just didn't finish," And it is hilarious in some way because 80% of an idea is actually making it happen. A lot of people miss on that, and they just fail on that. They have like great ideas. They have, they are just smart people and great engineers, but they don't have the work ethic to actually finish it. And today, during this week, I want to actually, do 3 live streams potentially about this topic and finish an idea from to production in 3 weeks, okay? And 3 live streams. Hopefully we can make that happen. So today we need to make some grinding. The first thing we need to do is actually set up the organization, and I've done that already. So the project will be called supo.dev, and we need to set up some repos for this, okay? So we are going to have 3 repos in my understanding. So the first one will be the app itself, which will be the API. So I think we can call this supo.dev API, okay? So this will be, the app will be working today, will be public, so everyone will have access to this. So let's create repo. And you guys can help me out if you want to. If you are into starting in open source, you can help me out with this. So we have the API, and the second thing we are going to have is the CLI app, okay? So let's just create a new repo and call this CLI. And create the repo, so that's done too. And the third thing we need to do is have the repository for the artwork, and I want to have this artwork at this repo, call it art. So this will be for pretty much everything like logos and, the kind of stuff that I'm usually not good at, and people contribute to this, okay? So we have the art, the API, the CLI needs to be made public. So let's do that. I'm going to click on settings, go all the way down, and change the visibility to public too. And of course, I'm prompt about this. 1 second, chat. Yeah, so Josh, my idea was basically having this timeline that is just about the people you follow. So I'm going to make sure that once you log in, you are forced at least to follow 10 people that have more than 10 posts, for example. And once we do that, your timeline will be full with tweets or posts. And then you will see other people's posts too, because the people you follow will retweet those posts, basically. Okay? This will be absolutely awesome, by the way. We're using Go and Charm CLI for the CLI app, okay? Oh, Fraps, it's okay. It's okay. Let's put some music, chat. We need some music. Let's put some music today. Here we go. Some lo-fi introvert radio for the music today. We need to be productive today, okay? So this will be the CLI app. The API will be built with Laravel. What else do I need to say? Did I forgot anything? Yeah, we need to say thanks to our sponsors. Of course, Laracast, the best place to learn PHP and Laravel development. Go check them out if you haven't already. I have learned everything I know from this place. CodeRabbit, which is software I've been using now in my own personal projects in open source too. Basically goes through your pull requests and gives you a nice review of your code. I absolutely love this tool. Davin AI, if you want to have this side engineer that pretty much cracks, bug tickets or new features, is a great product too. Davin, go check them out. Redberry, which is this digital agency with Vue and Laravel focus. They build web applications super fast. Go and check them out too. Native PHP, the best way of building native applications for the mobile development using PHP, of course. And finally, JetBrains, the editor people love here on the stream, but I also use this all the time. I love JetBrains. I love everything they do. And I hope, honestly, I managed to find ways of partnering more with JetBrains in the future. So that being said, huge thanks to our sponsors, of course, because they made all of this happen. Okay, so what else do we need? This is done. We can close this. Yeah, we have 3 repos. We need to clone one of them, at least the API today. That's what we've been working on today, okay, chat? So let's click on repositories. We have this API. I'm going to click on this small icon right here on the top right, so I can clone this repo locally, okay? And you guys now are going to give me a second, because when I clone repos locally, I cannot share my screen, because I will be kind of leaking a little bit some of the stuff I have at Laravel, which is still private. So what I will do here is just go to my own folder, and I'm going to type git clone. Actually, I'm going to create a folder just for this organization. So give me a second, chat, and I will share my screen in a second. So this will be supo.dev folder, and then I'm going to jump inside and git clone the API folder. So this live stream will be fully grind, chat, literally fully grind. I won't be creating a video out of this because it will be just grind and actually cracking the API, and you guys are going to help me out and see all of this together, okay? So I just cloned the repo, and now what I will do is that I will open it with PHP Storm. Just a moment, almost done. By the way, chat, we are going to use my own starter kit for this too, okay? My own starter kit, which is something I'm really proud of. And I need to tell you something about my starter kit already, because a lot of people are using it. It's not a surprise. It's actually, you know, a very good way of doing Laravel apps. And we are going to use that too on this project. So go for CLI and Laravel for the API, exactly. Oh, thank you so much, Puda Young Coder. Appreciate. Why do you combine Go with the great PHP? Because those are great 2 languages, honestly. So why not use them? Okay, so what else do I need? This is done. I can go to the API folder. Almost done, chat. Almost done. Let's do this. Let's go to inside the API folder, move the Git folder one place down, and open it with PHP Storm, and we should be chilling. Exactly. Here we go. All right, beautiful. Okay, we're ready, chat. Okay, something I need to tell you about my starter kit. So this is the repo we just saw, by the way, and we are going to push this starter kit already. So let's type here git status, and let's just type git add -p, and then let's type git commit -m, and let's type here short first, because it's our first commit with just the skeleton basically I have for my own applications. And I want to give you a quick word about this. So this should be already here, by the way. Here we go, beautiful, okay? Here we go, chat. If you guys want to have the link to the repo, here we go, okay? And I want to give you a quick wording about my own starter kit. I don't know if you guys have checked this already, but I have literally rewrote all the README so I can tell you exactly what this starter kit is about, and this is what I have come up with. The Laravel starter kit is an ultra-strict, type-safe Laravel skeleton engineers for developers who refuse to compromise code quality. So it basically enforces high coding standards through tooling, and you will find things like 100% type coverage, zero tolerance for code smells thanks to Refactoring's PHP stan. You know, and I've rewrote this entire README, so go check that out. If you haven't the repo already, I'm going to send it to you real quick. Here we go. Here we go, chat. Yeah, the collision is a package of mine, indeed. Starting a new project, but what is PHP Storm? What do you mean? What do you mean right here? What do you mean, Ian? You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Hey, Diabel, appreciate you making that, dude. By the way, chat, how everyone is doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. I'm doing fantastic, and you know, I'm excited to crack this idea, okay? PHP Analytics SaaS. We are not doing that today. Literally developing a social media, okay? So let's actually start doing that. Maybe let's start to rewrite the README a little bit. So this will be called supo API. By the way, supo.dev comes from sudo, okay? I just inverse the D, and now we have a P, okay? So supo.dev, the social media, just for the terminal. Okay, so what features do we have? Let's think a little bit. So let's actually just specify here API features. So we are going to have endpoints for authentication. Okay. So we need basically a session endpoint for authentication. Okay. Thank you, Tushar. Appreciate, man. If the Google API client package is a good Martian and product is good, I have literally no idea, dude. I have actually already developed my Facebook alternative. So it's called pinkery.com. This is literally a social media, like a Facebook alternative, but it's web-based at the moment, you know? So you have images, you have links, you have various things like that. This is fully built with Laravel, by the way. Laravel Livewire, and it's absolutely awesome. I love this. This one we are building today will be exclusively for the terminal, okay? So will be something like looks like this. Will look awesome, hopefully. Let's put here some music. What do I want to listen? To be insanely productive. Oh? Let's go here with some country. Nothing is working for some reason. Oh, here we go. Have you thought about building Pinkery CLI? I want to avoid that. You know, there is various things I have done on Pinkery that I would have done differently, and I think this will be a great opportunity to do that, you know? Especially because I want to make, like, in terms of branding, I think the branding of Pinkery is already out there. And I want to make something that truly goes to Hacker News and gets viral, hopefully. So it needs to be fully isolated from Pinkery. Pinkery is going on its way, you know, have the number of active users is growing, and I don't want to touch on Pinkery at the moment. So it will be just literally CLI, exclusively CLI, and that's it. And the features we'll have will probably much smaller, okay? All right, so we have the get session for getting the current user, post session for creating a new login session for login users, basically. So this will be login. This will be check current session. We have delete for logout. Do we need something in the middle? No, this will be login session management. Perfect. So people can check the current session, they can post a new session, or they can delete. Okay, this will work for now. What else do we need? We need to have registration. In the registration will be a post to the user to register a new user, and we need a delete to delete account. And I think that's it. So register, delete. Something we may have to think about is forget passwords and shit like that. I don't know if I want to think about that now. Let's maybe talk about posts, right? Or profile, actually. So profile management, that would be a get to the profile or user. What should I do here? So if post registered a new user, I can do a put. Yeah, a put. So put user will allow the user to be updated. So update user profile. The get will allow us to get a specific user. What else? I think that's it. Linus is saying, how about SSH keys? Can you elaborate? Because the way I was thinking about this is that you go to the terminal and you type, supo.dev or whatever, or just supo, and this will get you into a login screen. In the login screen, I would expect you to type just your e-name and password, and that's it. And that gives you back a token that you can use to interact with the API. Hey Space, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. You think this should be profile? I don't know. Feels that could be user for me, Because if the post creates the user, this could just literally just put everything I want on the user table. I think this is good, chat. Yeah, this is good. Hey, Fatling, how you doing? Nice to see you, man. Yosama is asking if this will be a messenger like via CLI. No, this will be literally Twitter on the CLI. Will be awesome. Yamdabad is saying that you wrote on LinkedIn that you are a senior staff engineer. Does engineers in your experience level write code, or they are leading juniors and seniors? So when you are in the big company, you have two tracks. You have the management track and you have the IC track. I am on the IC track, meaning that I will write code all my life, basically. By the way, chat, write on the chat which type of engineer you are. Are you like a junior, a senior, or a staff one? Or you don't know, which is also okay. Okay, we have posts. This will be the tricky part. And how did I solve this with Pinkery? I think I had... Oh, I remember. So on Pinkery, we had the timeline. A mistake I have done on Pinkery is that I have never give people a way of starting their social media experience just with a regular timeline that follows that displays tweets from the people they follow. Would always be something that, like the Explore tab on Twitter. So I want to fix that. 45 years of experience? Jesus Christ, man. Simon Curado is saying junior full stack. Interesting. Does mid-level count? Yeah, absolutely. OG engineer. Luis Franco is a senior engineer. Emerson Carvalho is senior 2. Florian is an infrastructure engineer. Hey Malok, how you doing, man? Yeah, feed is actually a good idea. I like that, F parental. Let's use feed, man. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because people won't see this. They will be on the terminal, so they won't actually see this. I do feel like the feed actually is probably a good idea. So we have the feed for the user's timeline. We have the explore for world timeline. So this will be like all the tweets from everyone, basically. This will be a get to. And then we have the feed of a specific user, which will be probably at this level. I would love to, avoid having anything after the user, just to avoid, people not being able to use certain names, because here, for example, nobody could be ever called feed, for example. So I would love to avoid that. Maybe we can just do feed, and this may accept a username. What do you guys think? I think this is actually a better idea. So we can have the user is feed, or we can have a feed of a specific user, which is probably a better idea.
It may seem like you're under some kind of spell. You're walking on sunshine.
Or, nah, because this will be one API call. If I click on Taylor, for example, so if I click on Taylor, I will have to call this API endpoint to get the information from Taylor, and then I would have to call this. Another idea is that we just return everything from this place. Bam, solved. Okay, this is enough. We do need to see posts individually. So let's have here post ID, get post by ID, perfect. And I do need to be able to create posts and to delete posts too. And of course, like a post, which won't be like this. I think likes will be a separate thing. Like management. So I want to be able to like a post. So maybe we do like and then post like that. Unless we think we are going to be able to like other stuff, which I don't think is ever happening. So I may like someone and I may dislike after if I don't like it anymore. So that's perfect. And the final piece of the puzzle is retweets, which, let me think if I want to do that now. We probably don't do that now, because that will be probably something I would like to do off stream, because how complex the query can be, you know? Why not name resources in plural? That's a good point. Thank you, man. So this one won't be plural because they are not... Well, now that I'm thinking, something we could do here is that we could do something like get feeds here instead of doing that. So this will be feed management. In here, I may get various feeds. Here we go. Perfect. So I may be able to get the home page or the explore page. This will just retrieve posts anyways, so we're chilling. And this will be feeds. So this will be posts, posts, posts. And this will be likes, likes. Okay, chat. Did I forget anything or are we ready to go? I think we're ready, chat, but what do you guys think? Oh, follow. Great point, man. Great point. Great point. That's a great point. So we need the follow mechanism. Follow management. So I may be able to follow someone. This will be user ID though. And this will be delete follow. So I may be able to follow someone, and then I may be able to unfollow them. And something we can do here is work with IDs too. Because again, we don't need to work with usernames. So here we can do user ID. Chat, what do you guys think? Comment is just too early to talk about that. I'm going to explain you why. So actually in social medias, something really complicated to deal with is that comments are actually just another posts with parents, you know? And I remember, for example, when we solved this problem on Pinkery, Puyapal actually solved that, was super tricky to perform a query that is able to, you know, display a timeline based on answers we have gave in the past. Is so tricky, and I want to not talk about that for the moment. Hey Max Dev, what's up, man? First time chat, so I'm going to introduce myself. I must do this. What's up, everyone? My name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. If you just arrived, today we are building a social media just for the terminal, exclusively for the terminal, and we have two parts on this project. One of them is the API, and the second one is the CLI. We are going to build the API building with PHP and Laravel. We are going to ship this to Laravel Cloud 2. And the second part of this project, which won't be done today, hopefully, is that we're going to jump into some Golang code. So we are going to just use Go to build the actual CLI app. We're going to query this API and interact with this API to just display everything, okay? And hopefully the CLI app will look like this. Something that looks like this, you know, really slick and beautiful using a Charm CLI, okay? Groups of channels is just way too early to think about that. You can have different feeds. Yeah, the goal is also have various feeds. That's why we have a feeds endpoint just for that. Missing closing stars on the live 11. What do you mean? Line 11. Ooh, great point. Thank you, thank you. Are you going to do the Go part today at all? No, the Go part is not today. Why Go? Why not Rust? Because Go has this Charm CLI library, which you don't have that on Rust. Hey, Pedocoder, thank you so much for the Prime on Twitch, man. I really appreciate your support, man. You are awesome. By the way, Ipson Gigi, DevSec, thank you so much for the subscription on Prime too. Appreciate your support, man. And Luis Ferreira, thanks for the following. Okay, chat, I think we're ready, okay? We're ready. So let's remove the past browser testing because we don't need that. That's one of the first things I want to do. Just remove this and remove browser testing in general because we don't need this. We are going to not use this at all. Okay, so that's done. Did I forgot anything? I don't think I did. So the test suite should be able to run now. So if I type vendor being passed, we should be good. Here we go. So we can type git add-p, and this will contain removes browser testing plus adds readme. Okay. By the way, chat, if any of you is a designer, I think Nuno Guerra, which will end up helping me out. But if you guys have a nail for design, you feel free to contribute with the logo to this art repo, okay? Again, on this project, it will be hundreds of opportunities for some of you to get started with open source. So if you haven't done anything already, this is a perfect moment for you. By the way, I think the potential of this project is just absolutely huge. There is literally no CLI that is exclusively for the terminal, okay? You have things like, you know, messenger apps, RSC, and stuff like that, but literally social medias that you can follow people and see their feeds and things like that, there is none. There is none, literally, at the moment. So the potential of something like this, I think, is just huge. And I would use something like this myself, which is, it's a great way of actually validating your work. If you have an idea and if you think for yourself, I would use this myself, it's actually a great idea. That is halfway of making your product great, PHP for life, I agree with you. Hey, Almindo, what's up, dude? How you doing? Hey, Canada Raz. You watch the VOD, yeah. All the VODs are live, so you can watch them later if you want to. By the way, we have 90 people on YouTube, but just 45 likes. By the way, everyone on YouTube, if you guys enjoying today's live stream, just go all the way down and click on that like button. Also, click on the subscribe. A lot of you watch my streams, but you are not subscribed yet, so you can fix that just by becoming a subscriber and liking this live stream, okay? So past browser testing removed. Let's just look at this and see what we have to do. Okay, so let's leave registration for the end. Okay, so this will be the end of the live stream. Let's start working on post management. I feel this is the first thing I want to do. Okay, so I'm going to go to my terminal and I'm going to type PHP artisan make model post, and this I will use the flag MF. MF, by the way, means migration in factory. Okay, so let's do that. So this will create a model, a factory plus a migration. So let's go to the migration and start working on this. We don't have to be just pitch perfect at the moment. Okay, we can do this later. So let's remove the down method. Okay, let's remove these useless comments. And let's think a little bit, what do we need for the post? So every time someone creates a post, it comes from someone, right? So what we can do here is use a foreign key. So let's use foreign ID to the user ID constraint, and we removed on delete cascades. By the way, chat, I got, criticized by this. I don't use on delete cascades, okay? On delete cascades in general, they are super dangerous, and I'd love to avoid them all the time, okay? Emerson, thank you so much, man. How you doing? Lara Conor Brazil would be awesome. Absolutely. Vina, yay. What's up, dude? Nice to see you, man. Hey, Diabel. Catch you tomorrow, man. So foreign key to the user ID, that's perfect. A post is obviously a string. Let's make this a text because we know people want in the future do long content on their posts. So let's do that. So user ID, text, content, timestamps for the created UT and updated UT. We probably need to have soft deletes, but not for now. Let's do it in the future. This should be good enough. Chat, am I forgetting anything, or this should be good enough? I think this is good enough. What do you guys think? Let's run our migrations, and we have our create post stable. Beautiful. Let's work in our factory real quick so we can remove this useless method, useless description. So here we have the user ID as a user factory. Beautiful. And the content will be a paragraph from Faker. When should we use integers or UIDs for the primary key? Typically, if your primary key needs to be exposed, well, to be fair with you, I would use always integers for the ID, and I would have a separate column with a UID if I need to expose that entity as to the public. Okay. What is the benefits from removing the down method? I just don't use the down method at all. So I never use the down method. Do you guys use the down method? Write on the chat if you do, because I never use the down method. Like, I literally never used it in my life. I know what it does, but I just feel like it's just not worth it. I really feel it's not worth it. Did you have literally just beats? Yeah, the thing is that, oh, you literally rolled back migrations and we are building out. So literally for development, you mean, right? Just for development. Yeah, I never go backwards on my migrations. So basically, I never use it, you know. Okay, so we have this. Let's go to the post model and write some comments on top of them. So here we can run Pint to make this final at the same time. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This can be included. In here, we are going to have a property read with an integer ID, with a user ID as well, and the content. Okay, we're going to do relations, but first we need to test this. By the way, chat, something I've been noticing a little bit is that literally every time I start a project with AI and only AI, I end up being slower, you know, because AI just scaffolds a bunch of code that end up just not being correct. And I really feel like I've been using AI less and less at the moment. So let's test this toArray of the post model real quick. User ID, content, created at, and updated at. Okay, this should be good. By the way, one of the reasons why I want to test the toArray, it's because it's very likely that we're going to end up returning eloquent models from our API endpoints. So I want to make sure they don't change ever. So one way of doing that is just testing the toArray method, okay? In yesterday, by the way, be off. Yesterday, I have worked on Go the entire day without AI, and it was lovely. You know, just absolutely lovely to be able to just work on Go without any AI. It was just awesome. F-Paramento is saying, can I work on registration? Absolutely, dude. Just do that. You can help me out with this project, man. It's literally open opportunities for people. So if you want to work on registration, just start doing it. So the way I want registration to work, by the way, F-Paramento, is that I want to be able to create an account. Basically, every time I create an account or I log in, better. If I create an account, then I need to log in. And every time I log in, I receive a token back. And every interaction my CLI app will have with the API will be with that token, which will authenticate the user. And Laravel has packages for that. So let's just use that, okay? So this is good. We need to start working on relations. So let's do that. Did we documented followers and things like that? We did. Okay, cool. All right, perfect. So let's go to the user model and let's type here. Let's remove useless comments. We don't need any of this. Bye, 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 bye. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. And what we need here. So we need to have a public relation on the user because users may have posts. So this is correct. So this will be a has many. And just like that. Okay, is PHP Stan happy? It should. I will be there for the Go streams too. Nice, man. Yeah, Go is cool, man. I'm enjoying it. What the heck? But the returns. Oh, okay. So this will be just like that. How about now? Beautiful. So this is the user post relation, and we need the other way around too, which is a post may have or belongs to a user basically. Okay. And this will be belongs to. So every time I'm dealing with types in general, I just like to run PHP Stan to see where I am at the moment. Okay. So I have relations and I have content already, meaning that I can just go here to the unit level, models, post test, and I can have a test for this. So tested relation user, get user. This is fresh, not refresh. So I get a post, and I expect that post to belong to a user. Yeah, this is good. And we do the same thing on the user test. There we go. So I create a user with 3 posts, and then I get a fresh instance. I get the relation, I expect a count of 3, and each one of them needs to be an instance of post. Beautiful. There we go. Okay, so we have this relation set up. Let's go to the README file. What this allows me to do. We can do this 3 API endpoints, I think. Yeah. So the first thing I need to do is create an action. So we can go here and type. Let's just commit all of this to begin with. Let's run the entire test suite. We should be good, but we never know. What does fresh do? Gets you a fresh instance. Now, a lot of people know about this, but every time you interact with Laravel's factories, something that does not happen is that it doesn't go to the DB. So I want to create a new post, but I want this post to actually be fetched from the DB. And to do that, you need to call fresh. Do you usually write actions on registration? Yes. I use actions for every single thing that mutates the system. I think a get mentions endpoint will be good for the future feature. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So the test suite is failing because of rector. We can type composer lint to have this fixed. Preacher not found. We don't need preacher. Actually, I'm going to remove everything that is JavaScript related because we don't need any JavaScript on this project. So I removed package.json. We can go here, and on the scripts section, I'm going to remove 2 running any npm command. We don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this. And we should be good. Zone 4.5 is out. That's awesome, man. Yeah, Sanctum is a good idea for the registration endpoint. Inertia 2.0 just released infinite scroll. Nice, man. I love Inertia. We are using it on Laravel Cloud. It just works. So. Okay, test suite happy apparently. Let's run composer test to run the entire thing, but we should be good. All right, chat. So that's done. What else we need to do? By the way, 100 people on YouTube, but just only 65 likes. If you are enjoying this content, go all the way down and subscribe to the channel, but also like this video, man. We need those likes, man, so YouTube like PHP content too. So test suite happy. What we can do here is just go all the way top, do something like this, and type git add -p, and we can type git commit -m. So this is, yeah, kind of a fit. So this will be posts domain, basically. Relations, etc. Let's push all of this, and we're good to go. Next step, start working on actions. Let's do that. So I'm going to click on app. I have this actions folder. I'm going to remove this git keep, and I'm going to create a new file with a name, create post .php. And all the way top, we type declare strict types 1, namespace actions. We possibly need this. We need this too. And then will be final read only, create post, and this will be handle. And the post doesn't have anything like specifically, right? Will be just content basically, right? So we can type handle receives the user and the content and retrieves back the post. Beautiful. Why this is complaining? Oh, mess assignment. Yeah, we need to remove that. By the way, I don't use any of the fillable stuff on Laravel. So what I'm going to do here is just type model unguard. Here we go. Okay, so we create a new post with the given content, and that's good. So what we can do here is write a test for this real quick. Create post test.php, and let's go all the way to top, declare strict types again. And this will be simply each may create a post. So let's resolve or create a user. From the factory, let's have some content, good, and then we resolve the action out of the container. And finally, so this is the preparation of the test, and then we act. So I'm going to create a new post. Obviously, the post should be an instance of post. The user ID should be the user that was given, and the content should be the content that was given. Beautiful. We don't care about the created at least. That will be testing Laravel by doing that. So I think this is good enough. Test suite should be good. Beautiful. So we have now the create post test and the create post action. What else do we need after? We need... So this is for the post. We need for the get, which we use directly eloquent models. We don't need to even do an action for this. And finally, we have the delete. So let's create a delete post. So every time you delete a post, the only thing you need to provide is the post itself. And this will basically call post delete. Okay, and this will return void. Let's create a test for this. My delete a post. So let's create that post real quick. And then we create the action. We act. And we expect, after refreshing the post, that it's literally not there anymore. So post equals to post refresh. Just like that. Ooh, we have a failure. Oops. Still one failure. This is not null, meaning that... Is it fresh, maybe? Yes, it is. Policies, we're probably not using... I'm not going to use policies here too. I'm not a big fan of policies either. You know, I typically just configure the authorize directly on the form request itself. I very rarely use policies. Yeah, unguard everything because I'm going to control all the input. In general, like if you use guarded properties in Eloquent, it's because you don't trust, you don't trust how people are interacting with the Eloquent models. In my opinion, I'm always in control because I validate the input all the time. So I just want to be flexible and not to be, working with fillables. Mike Scott is saying the following: I love that you created tests. I love even more if you created the test first, though. Not fan of TDD in these scenarios, TDD is basically something that got created for instructing junior developers that they need to write tests all the time. I am probably one of the best developers in PHP world that write tests, so I don't even need that. So one example I can give you is that we have code coverage, and it will always be close to 100% on this project. What LLM I'm using for PHP Storm? I'm using GitHub Copilot. Hey, ST Lolek, how you doing? Well, I'm pretty sure the reason it got created was something else, but the reason why people force juniors to use it, it's because of that. They want to be able to instruct them to use tests all the time. All right, chat. So we have an action for creating the post, delete the post. That's good enough. What else do we need? We need HTTP endpoints. Let's work on that. So I'm going to go to my web.php file. Which, do I want to do it here? We probably need to install Sanctum, right? Okay, I'm gonna not to install Sanctum. I'm gonna keep it stupidly simple on the web.php file, but potentially once we install Sanctum and we start working on registration, we need to think about this, okay? So what I will do for now is that I'm gonna create a new group, okay? A new group here. So let's type here route, a group, and let's type here, I don't want any of the prefix for now. I just want this. And let's give this auth at the moment. Okay, we know it won't be like this, but it will do. We'll do it for now. So what do we need? Let's see again on the README. So we need these three things. So we need to get all of the posts. Here we go. Oh, we don't have a controller either. Jesus Christ. Give me a moment, chat. We don't even have a controller. Jesus Christ. PHP artisan make controller. This will be post controller. By the way, chat, do you guys think should be posts controller or post controller? Oh, okay. Okay, Ferrento is saying post controller in the singular. CD is saying I like your confident. Thank you, thank you. Emerson is saying singular. Okay. Lolak is saying it's funny to hear that tests are for juniors. Well, to be clear, tests are for everything, for everyone. However, teams tend to force TDD, so juniors write tests all the time. It's more like that. Okay, everyone is saying to use singular, so let's use singular. Okay, thank you, chat. Apparently we did a mistake here. We forgot the double L. Okay, it's fixed. So this will be a final read-only post controller. What do we need here? We need, let's go again, grab this. This will be the easiest controller I will write in my life. Just watch this. Let's just remove this. And this. So we'll have a show. The show will receive the post and return back the post. Okay, we do need authorization here at some point. Do you want to deal with that now? I think I want to deal, I think yes. Yeah, let's do that now. No, I don't want this. Oh my god, I literally forgot. One moment, chat. You guys remember like how actually it's like deny or whatever? I literally forgot. Let me go here to the Laravel documentation. So I don't want to define anything. I don't want to use policies. I want to just basically inline an authorization using gate. That's it. It's denies, right? But let's see. Control, I like your minimalism. No, that was just a typo. That's it. Luis Oliver is asking if Laravel Cloud can handle multi-tenancy from Spatie. I have literally no idea, man. You have to try it out. Clem Blanco is asking if I'm going to use services or repositories. None of them, dude. We're going to use actions and that's it. Oh, here we go. This is what I want. It was close to denies, you know. Okay, so we're allowed to show this post. I need to import the facade, I think, right? Yeah. We're allowed to use this post if the post, do we have like a belongs thing? It would be nice to use something like this, but I cannot do this, I think. Okay, just this. Okay, so that's done. Possibly here we're going to return more things in the future, but for now this is enough. We have the store method which will receive the current logged in user. By the way, there is a new thing called current user. Did you guys check that already? So this will inject the current user through method injection, which is absolutely possible. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, policies are fine. I just think they don't scale well. That's it. You know, because authentication is not that simple. But I also think policies are fine, to be honest. Denies, let me see. Oh yeah, but I need to provide an ability, which we don't have. So I want to define them inline just like that. Okay, to store, we can work now with form requests. So what we're going to do here is that we inject the current user. I'm going to actually do something else. I'm going to type PHP artisan make request, create post request, which will be right here. We can remove this. In here, we're going to have... We're allowed to create the post always, so we don't even need to unauthorize. Well, to be fair, we probably want to confirm if the guy have a valid email, but let's do that later. In terms of rules... Well, the content is required as a string with a maximum of 225. How much is Twitter, by the way? I literally don't know. Twitter max post length. Okay, let's use 280 at the moment. For the CLI, I have literally no idea how much is too much. We may have to check that. Are you going to use Go with FrankenPHP? No. We don't even need FrankenPHP here. I'm going to just ship this to Cloud and that's it. By the way, chat, we have 100 people on YouTube, but only 80 likes, chat. If you are enjoying today's live stream, go all the way down and like the video, okay? Alright, so the content needs to be max 280, and I think like to create posts, we definitely need to check if the user have the email verified already. So let's type here public function authorize and type here this request or this user has verified email. Okay. Okay, so we authorize the user to create a request or a post if he has verified his email. Okay, beautiful. This is good enough. So now we can go here and just replace all of this with create post request. We can inject the action, which will be create post. And we have the request, we have the action. What else we need? This will return back 404, just this, yep. This I need to talk with you guys about, because I know that Laravel automatically will return a 201 if the model was just created, but I just found that too risky. But what do you guys think? So I'm going to validate the given model. And then we fetch the content. And once we have the content, we can type action handle with the given user, which will be request user, the given content. This will return back the post, and we can type here return post. Okay, here's the thing, chat. This post right here was just created, meaning that if I return it here, this will return automatically 201 created, okay? Because Laravel behind the scenes check if the model was just created, and if yes, it will return a 201. I find this too magical, you know, and something I probably would do here is that I'm gonna just do response with the status 201 and the given content. What do you guys think about this? So this will be just response with a post and the status 201. What do you guys think in general? Is good, bad? What do you guys think? JSON responses? Well, we could do that, but I don't think we need to do that. Laravel behind the scenes will convert this to JSON already. Emerson Carvalho is saying that I always use responses. Okay, it's a good idea, right? Okay. Let's use this then. I don't need to do a post resource, man. That's too overkill for this project. Well, at least for now. We may do it in the future, okay? We may do it in the future, but for now it's just too overkill. Okay, this is beautiful, I think. It's clean, I like it. I know Esperanto, but we don't need to do that. I understand you like to do that, but we don't need to do that. That's too overkill at the moment. Okay, so we have the store, and the final one will be destroy. So we receive the post through this thing, and what we need to do is validate. So we just, we can do this through from request as well. So delete post request. We're going to authorize this if the user has, if the user has verified his email. There is no rules, so we can remove all of this. Okay. And I kind of need to check if the model post is from this user. So let's do here, and the user ID is equal to the post user ID. Beautiful. So we can go all the way down here and type delete post request with a request and inject this action with a name, delete post. We don't need this. The only thing we need is call action with handle post. Is this the new Pinkery? Perhaps, man. We don't know yet. Sindri94, thank you so much for the tier 1 on Twitch. I really appreciate your support. Subscribed since 6 months already. You are absolutely awesome. Stupid question, why are you using web routes for the API? Because we haven't done the API part yet. So, you know, that's why. There is a reason for the request validated? No, that's a good point. Thank you, thank you. Here we go, fixed. Delete your own post. Exactly, that's why we are doing this. Why wouldn't you not trust on Laravel, man? It's just beautiful. Well, you know, I think you're talking about this. It's just because it's just too magical, in my opinion. This little part right here is just too magical. I just prefer to be explicit. That's it. And to be fair, chat, we can probably do something like this just to be super consistent. You know, let's do that actually. Let's return the response here with the post and 200. Okay, now it's super clear. Like all of them just do return a response, and this is 200, this is 201, this is 204. Okay. All right, beautiful. Let's test all of this. Okay, let's go to test folder feature. Let's remove this git keep. Let's type here. What do I want to type here? Maybe HTTP. And this will be a post controller test. All right, beautiful. Let's type pint. Okay. So the first thing I need to test is I may be able to create posts. Oh, we need to name this stuff. We haven't done that already. Let's do that. So route, facades, and boom. Let's group all of this stuff within auth at the moment. So this will be just a closure. Middleware auth. Again, this will be sanctum auth in the future. And then what I need to do here is type route get posts like that. And this will answer to the show. And the name of this route will be... Why this is not including? Just so annoying. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. There you go. This will be named post show. Hey Jesse Late, how you doing? Use response HTTP OK. That's just ridiculous. I don't know what you guys think, chat, but in my opinion, using something like this is just way less readable than this. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Write down the chat. Do you prefer HTTP OK or do you prefer 200? In my opinion, like a 200 is way more readable than the HTTP OK. Status code, absolutely, man. Me too. You know, I understand why you like it. I just think like just the number is much better. Yeah, 200. You know, it's like the 404. For me, like if you say it returned you a 404, I know it was not found. I don't need like HTTP not found or whatever. You know, this is type of constants that I would never use. Okay, chat, we're good to go. Let's go back to the web and see routes is missing. Oh? So get this, answer that. What am I missing here? Require parameter routes is missing. The fuck? You saw an API that returns 200 even on server errors? Oh my god. That's horrible, man. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a route parameter? What do you mean? Maybe I'm confused here. Oh, okay. There we go, it's fixed. All right, so that's good. What else we need? So we need another one for the posts, and another one for the delete. Beautiful. And the name will be post destroy. And now we can finally test this shit. Do we have a post route? That would be a good one, right? But we don't. Let's type here post store. So we do that. We assert the status 200, and we also assert that the current logged in user got a new post. So acting as user, do that post, assert status 200, and assert that the user posts have account 1, and each one of them needs to have that content. Okay, this is good. Ooh, one test failing. Why is that? Post content does not exist. Line AT. Don't you use the before each to define the logged in user? Nah. I very rarely use the before each, you know. I'm literally against code refactoring on test suites. I think the test suite should have the most clear code as possible, you know. So in this example, I come to this test and I can see exactly what this test is doing during the act phase, during the prepare phase, during the act phase, and during the assertion phase, you know. So I typically don't do that, no. Even if it represents a little bit more of code. Hey, Edom, how you doing? My take on event sourcing is I think it's a great idea. For this project is overkill. You got Penguin is saying that he worked with the bank API that was returning 200 on every single error. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That's horrible. Honestly, like these banks, they have such a legacy software that is just too risky to change anything at the moment, you know? It's just too risky. It's crazy. All right, shall we need to move forward. So this shit is failing for some reason. So what I will do here is this. Post equals to... Well, actually, we are returning the post from the JSON. Do I want to do that? I don't think I want to do that, actually. Let's not do that, even if we should. Let's do this. Okay. Let's fetch the post from the user. And the count should still be 1. However, the post should have the content. This is a post test. Bam! That's working. Next. It may... so we create the post. What else can we do? We can fetch it, right? Let's do that. It may view a post. Something is really wrong with my keyboard. Jesus Christ. So we create the post and we fetch the user from that post. And then acting as that user, expect the status 200, and the JSON response needs to literally be post to array. Ooh, it's failing. Why it's returning the user? Post show. What the fuck? Okay. Which is good. Oh, I forgot the fresh. See, chat? This fresh is really annoying. Jesus Christ. Why this is user fresh? I'm literally 2 seconds away. Why do I have this loaded? Let's do this. Here we go. Yeah, I know. But it's fixed now. It's fixed. Oh, you mean here? I have eager loaded, exactly. So we just did a fresh and we good. Yeah, thank you. Line 10, yeah, it's fixed. All good. The fresh just solves that problem. We're good to go. I want to test that I cannot see. Let's type here test. Cannot see other users' posts. Well, I can technically, right? Yep, I can. Why do I even need this? I don't need this. I cannot delete other people's posts though. So let's type here, you may delete a post. So we create a post, we grab the user, acting as that user, I delete that post, bam, boom, bam, 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 204, fresh, then it needs to be null. This is good. Beautiful, and test cannot delete others people's post. So I create 2 posts and I create a different user. Acting at that different user, I cannot delete the previous post. As such status 403, and the post needs to still be on the database. Beautiful. I think I'm good. I think I want to do a test real quick. Do I want to test like those? Yeah, I think I want to do that real quick. So let's type test unverified users cannot access, cannot view posts. So creating a user which is unverified, acting as that user, I get a specific post. Yep, and that returns me back 403. Unverified users cannot create posts either. Same thing. Beautiful. Oh, I did got 200 here, meaning that I literally forgot that code. Gate deny if deny if current user hasn't verified his email, or allow if. Okay, beautiful. How about now? Passing again. Unverified users cannot delete posts. What's the difference between test and it? It's just basically if you use it will add this small prefix. You see this small prefix right here? That's it. Dude, the GitHub Copilot, like every time I type a test, for example, I don't know why it does always this crap right here. You see this? You see this small thing right there? It's just so annoying. Like literally, it's the reason why all my tests fail all the time. This little thing right there. So I'm gonna click on tab, and you see, it kept this little thing right there. Just so annoying. Do you like PHP attributes? Yes, I do. Yeah. Oh, great point. I could use just the verified middleware. Oh my god, I'm such a noob. Jesus Christ. I'm such a noob. What the fuck I was even doing? Now I don't need any of this. Honestly. Yeah, of course. I'm going to just put this behind the verified. Oh my god, don't tell this anyone. Jesus Christ. I'm so ashamed. What the heck I was even doing? I knew that I was doing something a little bit weird. Jesus Christ. Look at the code we are cleaning now. Jesus hell. We don't need this anymore. Oh my god. Here we go. We don't need... Well, we do. But now we can just remove all of these annoying tests because we don't need them anymore. Like, everything that is like verified-wise, we can just remove them. Unverified users cannot view posts. We don't need this. We don't need this. And that's it. That's a good point. Yes, yes, yes. By the way, chat, if you just arrived, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do, currently developing a terminal social media. Basically, I want to be able to have a social media that is on the terminal. We're going to use Charm CLI, which is in Go, for the CLI application itself. But for the PHP part, which is the API, we are developing with Laravel. If you are enjoying today's content, go all the way down, subscribe my channel. But also, if you haven't checked already, we have a new video about PHP. You want to check it out? Watch this, watch this, watch this. Just watch this.
PHPA, yeah, the vibe is tight. Strict types on deck, every line feels right. Them bows will run smooth, pulling tools with speed.
All the packages lined up for all I need.
Recto refactors clears up the past. BHP send checks ever so the changes last. Punt keeps it shiny, formatting clean. Code so crisp,
You know what I mean.
Laravel magic, symphony strong. Two frameworks leading, carrying the song. Modern PHP, the flow is supreme. Clear rhymes, clean code, we live the dream.
Bam, bam, bam.
Test the pass a PHP unit and the suite stays green. Pipelines running like a well-oiled machine. Static analyzer, some PHP stand. Catch bugs quick before they hit the plan. Match expressions hit, switch gets retired. Cleaner conditions, that's what's required. Jiffed in the core, performance on blast. Faster than ever, leaving old days past. Property promotion makes a class
So sleek.
less boilerplate code, more power when you speak. Read and leave props, no mutation in sight. Final classes lock it down, code staying tight. Laravel,
Magic.
Symphony core, two solid giants that the devs adore. Clear structure, power, and elegant views. Pick either one, you just can't lose. So
What do you guys think about that music, chat? It's a good one, right? It's a good one. Quick question about past v4. Do you know any obstacles with running browser tests with subdomains? I think it should just work. Let me know. I think I've seen some reports of people having troubles, but it should just work. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work. You know? So we don't need to return. So just think a little bit. Like we are on the CLI. The user have a form to create a new post, right? He clicks on post, he creates the post, that will just refresh the feed, you know? I feel like we should just refresh the feed. We don't need to... I could return the post, but it doesn't do anything, you know? Technically. Okay, some problems with Laravel routing. What I will do here is I'm going to do this. I'm going to type post equals to this, and then I'm going to assert that this post is an instance of post, just like that. Just making PHP stand happy, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Wonderful. All right, 4 errors. Let's continue. 18, property of null. Oh yeah, this may not actually be here. Making PHP stand happy. There we go. Line 15. It's telling me that I forgot to specify. No, I did. It's right here. What do you mean? Oh, actually, I could be a little bit better here. Let's just do this. Yeah, I think this is good enough. Three. Create post request. The return type has no value. It's right here. Like, what do you mean? What the fuck? Oh, I had an extra star right there, which I think it was that. Yeah, that was it. That was it. 3 stars. Cloud just dropped 4.5. Wasn't... Wait. What do you mean? Oh. All right. I have something to try tonight. Yeah, the assert function just basically makes PHP stand happy by asserting the correct type. That's it. By the way, chat, let me send you the link of this project. This project will be community driven, meaning that a lot of you, if you haven't contributed to open source already, this is a perfect opportunity to do so, okay? On the README, there is multiple things here I have posted here. Probably some of them we are not going to do today, so you guys can help me out with this, basically, okay? Line 23 of the post controller. Let's see. Oh, that's... Oh, yeah. All right, should be good now. 1 error. On the line 30. All right, we should be good now. I'm gonna run the entire thing. Composer lint and composer test. By the way, a lot of you on YouTube at the moment, go all the way down, like this video if you are enjoying the content today. We are making good progress. We have 1 test failing at the moment. Ooh, expect the cert not to be used. Yep, we need to ignore that. Ignoring assert. To be honest, I probably should remove this. Ooh, Oh, F. Parento just made a pull request. He wants me to see if he's on the good direction. Let's see. Adds create user action. Okay. There's a few things here. So this class needs to be read-only. We don't need a transaction here because you are just creating one single thing. You know, you are interacting with the database just once. Therefore, you don't need a transaction. Okay, we can remove the transaction. We also don't need this stuff right here. It's just not needed anymore at the moment. Okay, it probably will never be on this project. So you just pass the data like clean right here. So this would be potentially the user easy email, his password, and things like that. Yeah, we don't need any of this. Or let's not use it for now, at least. Yeah, this is what I need, API tokens, basically. Exactly, Sanctum with API tokens, and here we go. And one of the things we are going to need is that when you create a new user on the controller, which I don't know if you have done already. Okay, we have not. So at this level right here, you create the user. That should actually return 201. And then on the CLI, once you have the login, which will not be... Once you have the login will return back a generated token. Need to expire the old one and generate a new one. That's it. Good job so far, dude. You can also do a pull request with the way you think the code should be, and I will just clean up if needed. Okay. See next commit, please. Okay. Yeah, we don't... Let's not use this for now. Just pass the data, plain data, to the method itself. That's it. So this should not return the user. Here, for example, I just want a 201. That's it. Yeah, let's not use the describe either, you know. Maybe put the tests just like like I have at the moment, at the root level. But good job, dude. Good job, good job. Okay, do we have a passing test suite? I didn't even check. We should be good, but... API versioning. Yeah, we need API versioning, absolutely. So that will be V1 at least for now. And one cool thing about giving names to our routes, and it's actually a good point, is that here, for example, what I could do here is that I could just come here and type prefix and then give V1, for example. And one cool thing about this is that my test will just continue to pass because I'm using named routes, you know, which is pretty cool. All right, chat, this is done. So we did one thing today already, which is good. So feed post HTTP layer. All right, so let's go to the README and mark this one as complete. Can I do emojis like this? That would be cool. Let's type here done, done, and done. Just read me. Okay, what next? Let's work on the follow system. Okay, the follow system should be fairly easy to do, I think. Okay, what do we need? We need a polymorphic table, right? Because a user may follow other users or may follow multiple users. So the way I see this is that on the user model, I'm going to end up having a relation with the name followers and following, you know? So this will be followers. Here we go. We have followers and following. Let's see how we solve this problem on Pinkery real quick. Let's type here GitHub Pinkery project and see how did we solve this problem on Pinkery. May sound trivial, but it may not be trivial. So let's see. So let's click on app, models, and let's click here on user. So we have followers, which looks like this. So we have a user column with the name user ID and the follower ID, which looks cool. I'm gonna copy this stuff. Yeah, this looks cool. Bam. So we don't need this comment anymore. We don't need this comment. We need a bunch of imports. Oh? Why is the table is not? Oh, here we go. Bam, 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 bam. This is good, this is good, this is good. So let's create a new table. PHP artisan make migration with a name. Let me see how the others are being called at the moment. Yep, create post table. So let's do this. Create followers table. John Sugar is saying the following, just a small thing, but does the get post actually need to be verified? What do you mean? You mean like the user needs to be verified? I think so, right? Because if you didn't verify your email, like any bot could go to the social media and just crap the shit out of it, you know? Zeno is saying that Nuno reviewing your code is the only way of becoming a true certified Laravel dev. Yeah, it needs to be verified because otherwise a bot potentially could, you know, see the list of posts without ever verifying his email. You know, that's why. So that's important. We need to make sure of that, you know. Trust me, bots is just the worst. It's the nightmare, you know. On Pinkery.com, like my very first month on this project was fighting bots, literally. And the first solution I've put in place, it didn't work out. And then there was like a DDoS. And then it was like, it was only crap like that. And I'm pretty sure bots are still coming here and trying to do stuff. But, you know, I'm glad it's kind of solved at the moment. Okay, so we have a followers table. Again, we need a foreign key to the user ID. No delete cascades, please, for God's sake. And let's do a foreign key for the follower ID. Follower ID. Is this like clear? So this user is following this guy, right? Let me see. Follower ID. What do you guys think about this naming? Do you like it? You don't? What do you think? How did you solve it? Yeah, I put it in place. This captcha thing from Cloudflare. And that was the only thing that actually solved the problem correctly. Because before that, I was using Google CAPTCHA, but like in the two different versions they provide, that didn't solve the problem. And Cloudflare actually give me like, I think it's called it Therms whatever. But it worked out, yeah. Chat, what do you guys think about this column names for this? So on the table followers, we have user ID and the person he's following. Mike Scott is asking if I ever use foreign ID for. I don't use that for a good reason. So if you use foreign ID for, you are coupling your migrations to the model class, you know? And by doing that, you can no longer or ever change this user model class name, you know? So typically you should never couple your migrations to actual code. With enums, for example, you should never use enums inside of this. You should never use models themselves. So you want to keep these migrations fully agnostic from the code itself, okay? All right, Andy is saying use followed. I don't know, man. That's a good question. Do we need this ID? That's a good question. Let's see how did we solve that on Pinkery. Let's click here on Pinkery.com. databases, migrations, and we should have this followers table somewhere. Here we go. Yeah, we're using the ID here. Oh, ensuring is unique. That's a great point. That's a great point. We need to ensure this is unique. Here we go. And squash your migrations from time to time. Absolutely, man. All right, people are saying that the name is okay. I think I'm going to keep this name then. So the user ID is constrained to the users. That's done automatically thanks to the user table name. And this needs to be constrained to users too. Okay, so let's run this. And we don't need the followers model or whatever. The only thing we need to do is test this stuff. Let's do that. I'm going to go here into the user model and let's test the relation following. Okay. So let's use some of you guys here on the names. Let's create 2 users. So I have the user A, just right there, in the user B, which is one of you guys. And something I can do is follow the user B. This should work, honestly. All right, so if I expect the user following to have the count 1 and that count 1 to be instead of user, the first one to be the user B ID. Perfect. Let's run the test suite. This is the last day I'm going to use this shitty keyboard. Where can we find this playlist? This is called Epidemic Sounds, right there. epidemicsound.com. It's a paid thing, though, so. Mike Scott is asking if I can explain why should I never use the foreign ID for. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's assume, for example, let's go to this post table, for example, okay? Okay, so here I'm saying this is a foreign key to the users table and has the name user ID, right? So if I were to use something like this, if I ever rename this class on the code itself, I can no longer run this migration because this migration will generate a column name that is different. Do you get that one? My keyboard is this one. Keytron or whatever, but it's not working, man. It's just broken all the time. I'm literally not using this anymore. I'm using just regular classes for actions. Couldn't you edit the migration when you edit the class name? Yeah, excellent idea, man. Imagine having like 100 migrations, and in some of them, you potentially have, you know, stuff that interacts with those column names. You will have to just change everything, you know. On top of that, you will end up with migrations locally that end up being or generating a database that is different from the one you have in production. Just a horrible idea. Just TLDR, never use this. That's it. It's a better idea, okay, chat? All right, test suite passing. We can just do the same thing for the followers real quick. Beautiful. What else we need? This is done. We need an action for this, absolutely. So let's go here. How should we name this action, chat? Because in theory, you could do 2 things. We can type create follower, you know. I really think this should be just follow user test, you know. Yeah, follow user is just a natural sentence of this action. Just follow user.php. Okay. Let's run Pine real quick. Let's type heat may. Oops, I'm writing the action, not the test. So follow user. So we have 2 users here. We have the user who performed this action, and we have the user that was going to be followed. So this will be just to follow. Yeah, that's good. And then we type users following attach blah blah blah. Perfect. And we can have the unfollow already at the same time, because it will be kind of similar. Beautiful. And the unfollow will be like this. Oh, to unfollow. And we just go here and we type detach, right? Jesus Christ, this keyboard is so broken. Insane. All right, done. And we can test this tool real quick. Let's go here. And this will be follow user test. It may follow a user. We create 2 users. And then we create the action. And we follow the target user. And I expect the number of following count to be 1. And I expect as well the target user number of followers to be 1. This is action, execute with follow user. Beautiful. And the unfollow will be kind of similar. You may unfollow. So we have 2 users. Let's follow the user to begin with. And expect... let's actually do this. User following that target user. Let's create an action, which will be unfollow user. And I expect the following count to be 0 now. Ooh, it's failing. 1 is identical to 0. Oh, I do need to execute the action. Beautiful. Yeah, the keyboard is just, it's failing clicks at the moment. So every time I click on something, on this letter C, it just fails. That's why you sometimes see me like, for example, you see me making mistakes with clear or whatever because the C doesn't register. That's it. Yeah, my package, I'm literally using my own starter kit, and this starter kit comes with a make action command. You know, that's why it may looks like I'm using a package, but I'm not. Oh no, the next keyboard I'm using, I'm going back to the MacBook, to the Mac keyboard. You know, the Mac keyboard just works, so I'm gonna go back to that. By the way, chat, if you just arrived, if you don't know me, my name is Nuno Maduro, PHP and Laravel developer. I love what I do, and you know, you can follow my YouTube channel if you want to. We have content coming every single day almost, and YouTube Shorts, YouTube content. I'm also on other social medias like TikTok and Instagram and everything like that. So if you enjoy this kind of content, go all the way down, subscribe my channel, but also put like on this video. How many people do you have on YouTube at the moment? Let me see, chat. 100 people on YouTube. How many likes? Let me see if you guys disappoint me a little bit or not. Oh, 100 likes. Now we're talking. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Okay, do we have a passing test suite? We do. Let's see the entire test suite entirely. Should be good, I think. We need HTTP endpoints, right? Let's do the HTTP endpoints. Because if I'm not mistaken, we have 2 HTTP endpoints to do. Yeah, we have the post and the delete. So I may follow someone and I may unfollow him in the future. So let's type here PHP artisan make controller. This will be called it follow controller. And this follow controller will have two methods, right? So the first one will be called store, and that will return a response. And the second one will be destroy. Here we go. Okay, so for the store, what do we need? Well, actually, we just need two things. We need the current user, and we need the user that is about to be followed, right? Yes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. And read the action, of course. Let's inject here. How is it called? Follow user action. All right, beautiful. So we have the logged in user, we have the action, so we can call action equals to handle logged in user will follow the given user. Do we need any auth here? I don't think we do, right? Because this will be just the logged in user, and then we do this, that's it. And we response back with a status code of 201. Let's run Pint real quick. All right, beautiful. I do need to import this class all the way top, just like that. And I'm gonna go all the way down and do something that looks like this real quick. So I have a request to fetch a login user. We have the user about to be destroyed, or the follow about to be destroyed. So here I'm going to inject the unfollow user action, and the logged in user will unfollow the given user, and the status will be 204. If the user clicks follow 5 times, that's a great point. So ideally, this action will be idempotensium, meaning that I should allow stuff like this. Or we can just fix that problem real quick. Well, I'm going to write the test to see it failing, but ideally, this won't follow again because it's impossible, you know? So we'll basically just say, well, all right, the user already follows this guy, so I'm going to just ignore this action because that already exists on the system. You know what I mean? But I'm going to write the test for that because it should just work. So let's create here a follow controller test. Let's go to the web.php file and let's potentially have here a few more actions. So this will be posts. This will be follows. And we have 2, right? So get posts follow or follows user. This will inject the follow controller. Which is not being included all the way top for some reason. Here we go. That's fixed. We store, bam, bam, boom, beautiful, and we do the same thing with delete. There we go. Okay, so I can go to the follow controller test, and we can just refactor all of this. So this will be it may follow a user. So we have 2 users. And then, acting as this user, I should be able to follow the other one. Follow store the target user. Okay. So I expect the response to be assert status 201. And I expect the following to be 1. Here we go. Beautiful. Ooh. Routing follows store not found. Really? Jesus Christ. There you go. Okay. Follows store misses the required parameter user. Isn't that what I give? I think, yeah. What the heck? Oh, maybe it's like this? Interesting. Do I need to do... Oh, I closed the thing. That's why. Here we go. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to try what you guys have said. So, refollowing. Let's just type this. Refollowing. Well, to be fair, I probably want to test that at action level. So what's that action? That's that at action level. Let's go here to the create, to the follow user test. It may, or actually, test refollowing a user does not duplicate the follow. Perfect. So we have the same action twice, and we call target user. Yeah, we call action twice basically, and we expect this. You know, the state on the backend does not change. I'm going to actually do this real quick. Let's see how the backend behaves. Oh, it's failing because it already exists. Makes sense. So I can go to the action. So follow user, and what I want to do here is if check if the user already follows the target user. Here we go. If user following where the follow with ID is given is equal to that, if this exists, then we return. Okay. Still failing. The fuck? If on the list of users I'm following, there is already a follow with ID with the ID that I'm about to follow, then return. Do you guys know what I'm doing wrong, chat? It's not user ID, it's follow with ID. Wait, what? So, on the list of users I follow personally, right? On the list of users I follow personally. Oh, follow it. Oh, okay, gotcha. This is user ID. Of course. Apologize, chat. How about now? Here we go. Makes sense, makes sense. That's why I was telling you, like, I knew those column names will be complicated. They would cause problems because they are just too difficult to understand. But it's working now. Let's do the same thing with unfollow, by the way. So Jesus. If oh my god. Here we go. If this doesn't exist, here we go. This should work. This should still work. Here we go, and we can add a test for this as well. A beautiful and nice test, chat. So re-unfollowing. So I want to test that re-unfollowing does nothing, basically. So I'm going to just unfollow someone that I doesn't follow already. And I expect this just to work. Here we go. Ooh. You can use sync without detaching. Oh, really? That's interesting. But that does double queries too, I think. This should be follower ID. Let me see. I don't think so because tests are passing, so we should be chilling. Okay, so now this is good. So on the users I follow personally, no, this is so confusing. Jesus Christ. Users following where user ID. No, this is good. On the users I am following, exactly. If I were to do this, this will fail. You want to see? Here we go. Now we're chilling here. This is good, chat. All right, so did we... Yeah, we did the HTTP layer of the followers, meaning that the following is done as well. This part is fully done as well. Oh my God. Here we go. This is done. And this is done. Chat. So we have these two things done, which is good. Okay, let's put this all the way top. This is done. And this is done. You need a keyboard. I know, dude. Just crazy. This keyboard is so broken, honestly. I know. Oh, Gabriel, thank you so much for the subscription on Prime, man. I really appreciate your support. You awesome. This theme is called the Cappuccino Macchiato. Okay, this one. Cappuccino Frappe, actually. I thought it was a Macchiato. It's Frappe. Okay. So we have done this stuff. We have done this stuff. We have the registration ready to go thanks to Fbarento. And we are missing these three things, which we are going to do next, probably tomorrow or Wednesday. I need to check it out. Let me see. So Fbarento did a pull request, and I think I want to check that out already today. So let's go to the repo. So again, this is under supo.dev. And we have an open pull request. Adds user registration. Okay, let's see. So the create user action, let's see first of all, what did you do to migrations, which is a good point. You place it timestamps all the way top? Why would you do that? So you know that when you do something like this, by the way, you are literally changing the order of columns. So place these all the way at the end. Basically, expect dates to be at the end. Before dates, expect all the statuses, and at the beginning, the ID, okay? So this needs to go to the end. This won't be nickname. What I want here is username. The email verified it. Doesn't Laravel provides like something to this? I think it does, right? Let me see. Oh, it doesn't. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's good then. And this stuff should be right before the timestamps. Okay. This is what comes by default with symptom. So remove this down method. This stuff shouldn't be here. I don't know why you are seeing this, but this shouldn't be here. Okay. This is good. Thank you for this. APIs. This is, I think, is also good. So this needs to be renamed to session controller. Okay. So as we discussed, if I go here, oh, actually it needs to be renamed to users. Just literally user controller. Okay. So this will be a post to the user's endpoint. The controller will be called user controller. And the name of the route will be user store. This is good that we have removed this. I don't know why you are seeing this. I have removed this like literally on the very first commit I have done. Okay, a couple things here. A couple things. I have an eye for everything. So here we have an empty space which we don't need. So this stuff can be better, but just by doing it, you know. It creates user. Let's not use post JSON. You can just use post. Let's not use name with arguments. This stuff is good. Maybe not. Actually, on the register, I don't want the token to be returned. So that would be here. Can you not return a token here? Actually, I want the token to be created when we log in a user. So when this happens, we need to invalidate any token of the user and return a fresh new one that he may use, but on the login, not here. So this is username. And maybe actually this should be email, password, name, and username. Or just username, honestly. I'm 2 seconds away of not having a name. Just username, that's it. Yeah, let's not have name, basically. Let's just use username and that's it. So remove name column. So email, password, and username. Query create, beautiful. And we make an hash out of the password. The password cannot be sent like this. Chat, this is a very important tip, okay? Nobody in the PHP world knows about this, but I'm going to tell you something that you guys need to remember forever, okay? In PHP, every time you are passing sensitive data in your code, you need to use an attribute that will protect you against things like logging platforms, okay? So on PHP, you have this new attribute, which is, let me show you. PHP, how is it called, the attribute for passwords? Let me see. Well, not this. It's a new feature on PHP 8.4, if I'm not mistaken. Sensitive parameter, here we go. So, exactly, Carlos, thank you. So basically every single time you have, let me go back. You have an argument being passed like this, and that argument is a password or potentially credit card information, something really sensitive. You can use this attribute with the name sensitive attribute. And it works like this, basically. You just put this, And then there will be your secret or password or sensitive information. And from that point, if this causes an exception potentially, the exception will not contain that information on the payload. So insanely useful. Not a lot of people know about this, but it's kind of important if you handle like critical information, okay? So what we are doing here is copying this, and I'm going to just say use the sensitive parameter attribute, okay? Exactly. So remove this empty space. And we hash the password. All right, this is good. How about hidden in the model? Use that for the password, absolutely. It's already there. You can use the cast instead of hash make, absolutely. Yeah, we don't need this. You don't need this. So basically what we have is that on the user model, we have this hidden and password hashed. So you don't need to basically rehash the password. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Throwable. So the registration cannot be, it's just for the guest. So we need to make sure that there is a middleware for that too. So the user cannot be logged in. So it's missing a middleware here. Let's see this. Yeah, I know he's rehashing the password. I just told him that he needs to use the. He doesn't need to do that basically. All right, the nickname will be username, right? Then will be minimum one. Yeah, this needs to be way more sophisticated. So here we need a proper username validation. So only allow it characters. Check Pinkery, basically. Pinkery has one rule for this. The name cannot be 225. That would be too much. The name will be max. Well, there is no name, so remove the name. I want the email to be minimum 3 or actually minimum 5. And the email also needs to be max 100. The password needs to use the Laravel is password rule. This is good. And now I think I can type a line about Yeah, I will do this later. Never mind. This is good. All right, I won't check the test suite for now. I'm gonna wait for the adjustments. 25 comments. Jesus Christ, I'm a lunatic. Yeah, the email, we have the Laravel rule that does all of that, and we want all of that for sure. So let me see. On Pinkery, we should use all of that, honestly. So if I go to pinkery.com and check our own request layer. I cannot find it, but I'm pretty sure on Pinkery we do all of that. You know, make sure the email is properly valid, and you know. We need to install CodeRabbit on this project. Absolutely, CodeRabbit will help us out for sure. Chat, this is the link for the project. Just a reminder that this is fully open source, okay? So if you guys want to do something, you can just go all the way down here and just pick any of this, basically, okay? I'm going to just commit what I have at the moment, which should be good. Let's run composer test. My keyboard is feeling so hard. There we go. Let's type composer leaned. Here we go. Let's type composer test. 100% test coverage, as you guys can see. Well, actually, check this out. We have 100% test coverage, but oh no, we don't have 100% code coverage. Apparently, on the follower controller, we have the lines 26 to 30 not being tested. Wait, what? Is that even possible? Oh, it might be possible actually. Let me see. Oh yeah, I forgot to add a test here. Eat and follow user. How about now? Okay. One test failing. Oh, status code. This is 204. How about now? Here we go. How is our test suite now? Should be good. Yeah, 100% test coverage. There we go. Much better. Let's type git add-p and let's type git commit -m feed. This will be follows basically, because it contains the domain plus the HTTP layer. Okay, this was progress today, chat. Honestly, I'm happy with the progress today. So we done pretty much all the post management plus follow. Registration, Esperanto is working on it, which possibly will lead to have him also working on login sessions. Then we have these 3 things to implement, which I think like we can do this on the next live stream, potentially in an hour. And yeah, this will be like fully live, at least the API on the next live stream. I knew this would be a small project, so I'm happy with this. Don't you dare create pull requests without tests on this repo. Oh my god. Carlos Garcia is saying, how about using the const for the HTTP status code? I don't want to. I want to use just a regular number. 404 for me speaks way more than any constant, you know? So I'd rather not do that. Feed with proper Vim-like navigation. Absolutely, man. That's what I want, man. I want you guys to be able to just properly navigate using your Vim bindings, and, you know, I think will be absolutely awesome. I have great ideas for this project, honestly. Plus it's terminal, you know. Terminal is badass. There is a reason why all of us use the terminal instead of using a UI. And one of them, it's because it's super helpful and easy to use the terminal. So I think, like, you know, this will be just I have high expectations for this project, honestly. High expectations. So that's it for today's chat. I have some work to do at Laravel this night, so I will have to end the live stream here. If you guys enjoyed the live stream, please go all the way down, subscribe to this channel as usual, put the like on this video too. Thanks for the Essentials. I know, man. Essentials is great. It's out already, and we are using it on this project. So this project relies on Essentials. Let me show you. So if I go here, click on the compose.json, we are using the Essentials project. It's kind of crazy that if you look at this Yeah, oh, here we go. Oh, here we go, essentials. You see. So happy that we are using this. Hey, see you later, Luis. Nice to see you, man. By the way, chat, you guys are absolutely awesome with the support today. We had more than 100 people on YouTube pretty much all the time. It was really cool to be able to develop this project with you, and we are just starting with this, man. Honestly, the next live stream will be even more awesome. We are going to finish the profile management section, plus feed management, plus like management. Once we have this, I feel we have enough to start building a CLI app. And the CLI app will be built with Charm CLI, which is something for Go, actually. As you can see, you can have sleek UIs. Let me show you an example, actually. So this is just one example of what you can do with this project, but also, I think they have really good examples here. Maybe on the Charm project itself. Let me see. Bubble tea. Okay, this is the one. Oh, here we go. Check this out. This is just one small example of what can you do with this library. It looks like this. I think I can do much better than this, but this one looks like this. You have tabs. You can navigate between tabs. You can see some posts. You can, but I think we can do much better than this. I think it'll be awesome. Okay, chat. Yeah, man, catch you in the next live stream. Let's rate someone on Twitch as usual. In case you don't know, every time we end a live stream, we rate someone on Twitch, meaning sending all my viewers to a different stream. So let's do that real quick. 50 people also on Twitch, which is absolutely awesome, man. Okay, who do you have online? Anyone doing PHP development? Well, we have the Primagen, which we could do. Let's do something, chat. Let's do something really awesome. I'm going to rate the Primagen, and what we need to do is that you guys through the Twitch chat need to type the emoji of PHP. Can you guys do that with me? Okay, let's do that. So I'm going to rate the Primagen, and once everyone goes there, we just spam the Primagen chat with PHP emojis. Are you guys ready? Write on the chat, Twitch. Are you guys ready? You have more than 50 at the moment, so you better be ready. Okay? You better be ready. This is the emoji you have to use. PHP. Here we go. You can also use this one if you want to. Or we could use Laravel. Honestly, just use all of them. Let's do that, all right? Chat, I love you guys so much. Catch you guys in the next live stream. That being said, love you all. Peace out.